Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Lucy, and if you've been here before, you know that I really like to rebuild things, make things from scratch, and use a lot of reclaimed stuff. So this week, I want to talk to you all about being in the closet. Seriously, add any closet jokes, love them. But this is a closet makeover video. So when I moved into this house, it had this horrible closet. Like really, I mean, who thought that was a good idea? There's no long hanging space, hardly any shelves, and it's just really ugly. So for a budget of about $100, I was able to make this fabulous closet, and it fits my needs better. There's long hanging space, a lot of shelf space, which is great because I wear a lot of t-shirts, and I got a shoe rack out of the deal. So I hope you enjoy the video, and I hope you have fun making over your closet. Thank you. I purchased everything that I needed for this build from Restore, which is Habitat for Humanity's retail store. And it's a really nice program because when you buy reclaimed items from them, then they're able to take those profits and use that to help build homes and stuff. So it's a really great cause and a way to get nice products for pennies on the dollar. When using reclaimed items, it's often nice to paint them because then it's easy to match things. But in this case, I loved the look of these doors. So it was a kind of a unique color though. So in order to match the trim to it, I found that poplar wood, which has a greenish hue to it, with ebony stain over it, worked out really great. So the doors were $4 a piece. The shoe racks were supposed to be drawer fronts, and they were solid maple with the same finish as the doors. And so those worked out really well. They were $2 a piece. The hinges were 25 cents a piece. The shelves for the inside were particle board with paint on them, just like standard closet shelves, and they were $1 a piece. And then some other, wood and screws and whatnot, for a total of approximately $95. The doors were tall enough that I was actually able to, once I built the frame, just attach these to the top shelf and the bottom shelf. So that worked out really nice because I didn't have to actually build full cabinets for the side wall. On the back wall, I obviously still had to build a cabinet. I removed the top rod from the closet and used that for the back closet rod with that hardware. And then the lower closet rod is the same closet rod. I just stained both of them ebony, which gave them a nice look. Here's a look inside the cabinet, so I'm able to now get 3 shelves instead of 1 in the same amount of space, which worked out really great for all of our t-shirts. The hooks for hats and belts and robes, things like that, is also just a piece of poplar that I stained ebony and then used some old hooks that I had. The shoe rack is nice and deep enough that if you turn the shoes the other direction, you can actually get 20 pairs of shoes on these. So I thought that was just kind of a nice addition. Those 25-cent hinges from Restore, and I really like pre-made doors because they already have the hole for this pre-drilled and the little holes for the screws, and that makes installing these much easier. Alright, so I might be a bit of a supply hoarder, but when I'm at Restore or any other reclaimed store and I find really nice hinges, handles, things like that, I tend to just buy them all because they're pennies on the dollar. So these are a different style of hinges that are usually like 50 cents and a lot more adjustments on them, and then these are the little 25-cent ones that I use for this project. This drawer, I have a bunch of these really awesome handles that are normally $5 to $8 a piece, and I was able to get them for about $1 a piece. I didn't shoot any video when I was making the closet because I had no idea that I would end up doing a YouTube thing. But I'm just going to show you the very basic skills that were required in order to do that. So I have 2 reclaimed cabinet doors here. And so see how it's already pre-drilled, which is really convenient. And I'm going to use the same little 25-cent hinges for this. So I measured the total width, and with the hinges on it, it's always standard going to be 1 inch smaller that you want to make your frame. So if I measure that out, it is 1 inch smaller, and that is standard. So just keep that in mind. I want to make the frame out of solid wood like the poplar that I used for my closet. For this demonstration though, I'm just going to show you with some oak plywood because I happen to have some sitting around. The dimension that I know for sure is the height, so we're going to go ahead and cut those down first, and then I'll show you how I get the right dimension for the width. So instead of trying to take the width of the pieces that I just cut and add them together, it's pretty simple to just set them next to the doors and measure it, and then you're going to take 1 inch off because again we want this 1 inch narrower for the hinge space. So these are just going to be done with pocket holes, so I'm just using this little pocket hole jig, and then I'll show you also just 1 cut on my Foreman, but most people will just have this jig. If you happen to be spoiled, this is a really cool tool because it takes care of all the dust collection for your pocket holes as well. Now I'm going to build the frame, and this is pretty basic, just glue and pocket hole screws. I don't have the best angles for all of this, but one of the big keys is you do really need one of these flat clamps, because when you go to put the screw in, it will make it not flush. So the flat clamp does keep that from happening. So that is an important step. Other than that, it's pretty basic. At this point, I just need to sand this down, and that'll take care of really any imperfections, and it'll be pretty much good to go. So as you can see, the frame turned out pretty well. Just sanding it up makes all the difference, and it would be ready for any type of finish at this point. So again, the pre-drilled holes on these make this a cinch, but if you are going to have to put your own holes in the doors, then I highly recommend the Craig jig to do that. I've done a lot of them with just measuring it out myself, and it's a pain. Alright, so installing the doors obviously is going to be a little bit different if you have these hanging up, but I mean, it's pretty basic. You're just going to run one screw through the side of the hinge, and you're pretty much good to go. Definitely want to make sure that you add little rubber bumpers. That makes them not only more even, but obviously provides protection and a much more pleasant sound when they close. And here's the finished product. So just a little cabinet frame. That's really the only skill that you need in order to be able to do a closet makeover like I did. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want to hear about more projects like this. And I hope that you have success finding some awesome reclaimed products and making your own closet fabulous.